What if I told you that the life that you've been living is not your own? What if everything that you know, the limits, the rules, the routines, are all a part of a carefully crafted matrix system to keep you in place of where you are? From the second we're able to talk and actually understand other people talking to us, we are told how to be, how to act, how to think, and what's actually possible in this world. But who really decided that? In today's video, I am going to be going into what the matrix actually is, how it affects you, and how you can break out of your own matrix. We are going to shatter the limitations and beliefs and step out of this scripted life that was handed to you. Hi, my name is Janessa-Belle if you are new here, and if you are not new, then welcome back to my channel where we talk about expanding our own universes, stepping into the life that we want, and filling this bridge between where we are and where we want to be in this physical reality. We are going to first deep dive into what the Matrix actually is in our reality, what it means for us, because even though the movie The Matrix does a wonderful job of setting the stage and giving us exaggerated examples of what the Matrix is, it doesn't necessarily fully fit into our real reality here on planet Earth. Matrix is a carefully crafted and constructed environment that we are put into to keep us binded to the lives that we were born into, who we've been labeled as, or who we've been taught to be.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. I'm definitely being followed.
Examples of movies or TV shows is obviously the Matrix series, Truman Show, As Above, So Below, Inception, Black Mirror, and Severance. Now, these are all movies and or shows that mention or go a little bit more in depth and show you about matrix system or how your environment can actually affect you and your psyche as an overall. Real life examples I could use is routine and comfortability. We are encouraged usually by our families, society, friends, to go to school, go to work, get a good job, make a family, buy a house, settle down, retire, and then die. That is the standard for most people. That is what we are taught to do. That is what we are told works best for everybody. So a lot of people usually go with that routine. Everybody has done, that's what everybody they've ever known has ever tried to do or tried to accomplish. However, this is not the end all be all of life. You can get so much more out of life than just these few steps. And of course, this happens over a lifetime. So there's so many things that happen in between, but I want you to really get the bigger picture of what your life potentially could look like. Breaking free from doing these things, like not wanting to be married or not wanting to have children or not wanting to find one certain career that you stick with for the rest of your life until you retire when you're 65 and dead in the ground, may feel rebellious. It may feel wrong to a lot of people to not follow these social norms, or even their families may look down on them and shun them. These may turn their head the other way when people choose to do certain things that do not fit the expectations that they have set for them their entire life. And this could go for religion, certain beliefs, certain standards that your family or your friends have set as life goes on. Materialism and consumer culture. So this is another example that I see a lot, because a lot of people are more concerned about how things look on the outside than how things actually are on the inside. So many people that want to buy nice fast cars, nice fancy houses, buy a whole bunch of like this materialistic things. And there's nothing wrong with getting nice jewelry, nice cars, nice houses. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, I enjoy the finer things in life as well. However, people get addicted to buying these things because they are trying to fill a temporary satisfaction within themselves that they are never going to fill. It is never going to be enough, ever. Look for external validation instead of focusing on inner fulfillment, which I've learned that when you do focus on inner fulfillment, things like this come to you naturally. You are able to more easily obtain things when you genuinely do not care about them. It's much easier. I don't know why, it just is. This also creates a disconnect between people and their inner selves, because you're not listening to your inner self. You're not listening to what your inner self actually wants to do in this world. Because while you, like I said, I love the finer things in life, but I do think that those things come with the growth that I'm going to make throughout my life with my careers and my endeavors and the things that I do and the people that I meet. Media and algorithms is the next one. News and social media really limit your perspective when it comes to worldly things, because while they give you a little bit of what is actually going on within your city, your state, your country, or even the world, it is a very limited view, and it's usually a vague perspective of the things that are actually going on behind the scenes. A lot of the things that you see on social media itself are fabricated. It's not real. A lot of it is bullshit anyway, like brain rot kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So when we feed into this constant like dopamine fix every 5 seconds, you're scrolling and you're liking something, you're scrolling and you're liking something, and I do this all the time as well. I'm guilty of this myself. Limit your thinking. It will limit what you think that you're able to do depending on the type of content that you consume. It will shove you into a box when really you are meant to be in a whole bunch of different boxes. So each country, each state, each city has different things that they teach their kids. It's all relatively the same thing, sure, but a lot of it is getting fabricated, or they're not being told the whole story. Like, I remember when I was in elementary school, pretty much all the way up until I was in middle school, we celebrated Christopher Columbus Day. Like, it was a day that we celebrated because that was the day that he took over, you know, the Native Americans, but we didn't necessarily know that he took over the Native Americans and indigenous people. We were just told, like, I remember they told us in school, like, oh my gosh, he founded our country, he found our country for us, like, he came here and he did great things. They literally taught us this growing up. And then come to find out when I was in middle school and high school what actually happened during that time, and I thought it was bizarre how they taught us for so long to celebrate this person who did horrible things in order to get us to where we are. That's just an example of how education and information control can limit your perspective of things that actually happened in history or that are actually happening currently within our world system. But information can also get fabricated or turned into something different. Technology addiction, this kind of goes in with the last one. We are addicted to social media, TVs, instant gratification. All of these things lead to a disconnect from our inner selves because we are searching and looking for answers outside of ourselves that always have been within us. And this goes more into like, you can connect yourself to a higher vibration, a higher plane, if you choose to do so through like things like meditation or mindful thinking. And this is where you literally just look at your thoughts for what they are. You observe your thoughts. You don't connect yourself to them. You're not a part of your thoughts. Your thoughts are just things that come and go. Practicing things like this can help you gain connection to higher realms of thinking, because our mind is what connects all of us together. It connects all our consciousnesses together. It connects everything that is together as one. So when you tap into energy like that, it's much easier to create things like this. That's how I created my YouTube channel. That's how I'm creating the life that I want right now. The last one is mental patterns and self-limiting belief. We all create our own matrix for ourselves with fear, doubts, insecurities, beliefs usually put on us from family, religion, external sources, society, all of these different things over time as we're growing up. You know, don't do this, don't do that. This looks bad, this looks good. You're weird for doing this, you're good for doing that. I love you when you do this. Here's all the attention when you do this. So all of these things train you to be the person that you are today. Who you are today is a result of everything that you have done in the past. That is the most beautiful thing ever. It opened up my eyes when somebody told me that. They told me that like in the beginning of my spiritual journey. I remember somebody told me that, and that's what shifted my thinking from like, oh my gosh, nothing that I'm doing right now matters and nothing's working and da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, once I started living in the moment and actually doing things just step by step, second by second, and putting my intention into things, that's when my mind started kind of breaking free from the limiting beliefs that I already had about myself. A lot of the times when I wouldn't want to do something, or when I felt like it would be a waste of time to do something, I look back at the things that I did before and I'm like, look how much this has ripple affected into the rest of my life in a positive way. So imagine if I was to like I'm making a video right now, I know this is going to ripple effect in a positive way. Even if it only impacts one person, I really don't care, because at least I'm impacting somebody. At least somebody is listening and understanding what I'm saying and learning from what I'm saying. Everything that I talk about on my channel to you guys is literally things that I have been through. It's literally things that I have learned. I never talk about something that I have not learned from firsthand. To break out of these patterns, these cycles that we are all stuck in. So one way I would suggest doing it, and I know people might not like this, but this is literally life-changing, and I wish more people would do it and stop being so arrogant and ignorant to trying new things because they think it won't work for them. Take that how you will. You know who you are. Okay, there's going to be two major ways to break out of your matrix, or to break out of the matrix in general. And the first way is going to be with your mind. Meditation, mindful practicing, mindful breathing, mindful action, staying more silent in rooms where you were once very loud, being able to recognize your own patterns within yourself and why your life is the way it is going to be a game changer. This is the number one thing that I would recommend doing, and it requires no action whatsoever besides you taking time to sit down for 5 to 10 minutes and just focus on breathing, focus on clearing your mind, focus on connecting yourself to this higher level energy that can give you ideas, it can give you inspiration, it can give you motivation. It actually start creating the life that you want to create for yourself instead of living in somebody else's life. People that impose their thoughts on you and their fears on you, it's literally their fears, it's their thoughts, it's things that they've already maybe been through that they are trying to stop you from experiencing because maybe it was a negative experience for them. But at the end of the day, it's your life. You're going to live and you're going to learn. You're going to make mistakes. This is inevitable. It's going to happen, but you're going to learn along the way, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Once you start to reprogram your mind, and when I say reprogram your mind, I mean you kind of assess, and I talk about this in a lot of my other videos. A lot of my videos are focused more about like shifting your mind and shifting your experiences and your perspective to change your outer reality, because you can't change your outer reality if you don't change your mind first. It's not how it works. Practicing mindfulness or doing mindful meditations, you can sit in a quiet space, dark, light, doesn't matter. You can lay down, you can sit crisscross applesauce. It does not matter. Whatever is most comfortable for you so that you can sit and focus internally, do that. You start by just breathing in and out. You can count your breaths, or you can focus on the spaces in between your breath. I always imagine like an ocean whenever I'm breathing in, the waves coming in and then settling on the shore. The ocean is, the waves are going back. But once you get to a place when you are breathing, where you feel comfortable enough to just manually breathe on your own, view the thoughts that are coming in your mind as clouds. Like, just let them flow by. With every breath that you take in, imagine that being the wind. So your thoughts, every time you breathe in, just let them flow by. Observe them with no judgment. They are not your thoughts. A lot of the thoughts that you think aren't even your thoughts. They're not even thoughts that you created for yourself. And if we were in a video game, your thoughts would literally be the programming of your avatar, if that makes any sense. Like, you are the avatar of this game. If we were a sim, you would be your own sim. I'm my own sim. You can decorate yourself the way you want. You can express yourself the way you want. You can do whatever it is that you want. But a lot of the times when you are actually playing the game first person, it's hard to remember that you're playing the game. Nobody tells you it's a game. It's just a game. And you have to play it accordingly with the cards that you are dealt. Within your own thought process, once you start to observe your thoughts and the thoughts that come in and out of your mind, you could start journaling them, writing them down, becoming more conscious of the thoughts that come in and out of your head. When we're in our everyday life, we're not thinking about the things that we're thinking about. We're just thinking them. We're like, okay, I think this, so I'm going to do this. I think that, so I'm going to do that. But being able to sit down and really listen to yourself and evaluate your thoughts and where they came from, why you think the things you think, that is going to really help you discern your thoughts, your real, authentic, pure thoughts, from thoughts that are imposed by social media, TV, your family, and society, religion, all of that other stuff. I used to do this every day. I don't do it every day anymore. I want to start getting back into doing it every day, but when I did used to do it, it opened my mind so much. Every day was a new chance for me to do something different, and because of that, me practicing that and doing that, I changed my mind completely. And then with doing these kinds of exercises, if you do decide to journal, I suggest whenever you have a thought that is negative or a thought that is not your own, I want you to write it down, and then underneath that, write a counter claim that makes you feel better, think better about whatever it was that you wrote down the first time. One limiting belief that I hear all the time: I will never be financially successful. Your counter belief that you could write down underneath that could be: money flows to me as I add value to the world. I am open to opportunities that align with my skills and passions. I am capable of managing wealth responsibly. That affirmation within itself is going to completely change your mind about money, completely change your relationship with money, because that's all everything is in this world anyway. It's just relationships. If you really think about it, what is your relationship with work? What is your relationship with friends, significant others? And if you find that you are in a not so good relationship with money or finances or career, then what can you do to repair that relationship? Like, why do you hate career? Why do you hate finances? Like, why do you feel this little staticness between you and what you actually want to do? Challenging your core beliefs that you've accepted about whatever it is that you're having trouble breaking out of, whether that is your own matrix or whether it is the matrix that society has made for you. Challenge your beliefs, challenge where you found this information from, challenge who told you this, and get down to the root of why you believe this. And if you do get down to the root of why you believe it and you still want to believe it, then by all means, that's cool, but don't limit yourself to only believing something because somebody else or something else told you that that was the right thing to do. We all are conscious of what we're doing. We all have free will. It's just some of us get stuck in the matrix of the world around us. We think that we're supposed to be a certain way and act a certain way just because everybody else is being and acting this way. But if you really want things to change, if you want the circumstances of your environment to change and the world to change, then you have to change too. You have to be the first one to change. Even if nobody else is changing, I always encourage people, no matter what, do better, do more than what you were doing yesterday. Don't compete with everybody else, compete with yourself, because you're the only person that is really going to add or take away value to things that are in your life. The second way to break out of the matrix is literally by experiencing new things. So once you get the mind, once you get your affirmations going, once you get your thoughts kind of configured out and you clear your mind of all the brain fog that you've had, you can even do like a social media cleanse, you could do food cleanse, you could completely cleanse everything if you really wanted to for mental. But once you get that more sorted out, that's when I suggest actually going out into the world and taking action and going after what it is that you want to do. I always suggest doing new hobbies or getting back into hobbies that you dropped when you were a kid. I am an artist, so whenever people see my art, they're always like, I used to draw all the time and I just stopped because I don't, I always hear, I don't know what to draw, or I don't know how to draw, my skills have not improved any. And I'm like, well, they're never going to improve if you don't do it. Like, you can even just do it on the side. It doesn't have to immediately be something where you're making money from it. It could literally just be, I'm creating what I want to create. Maybe post it on TikTok, post it on YouTube, and then people will come to you, and eventually, once you're established within whatever it is that you're doing, you can make money from it. But money is not the end result. Money is not supposed to be the end result with a lot of things. And that's where the materialist and consumer culture comes from. We've always been taught, all of us have always been taught to chase a bag, chase money. You need money to survive. You need money to take trips. You need money to buy fancy cars. You need money to buy fancy houses and fancy clothes. So everybody chases that, but they're not chasing what actually would make them the money, their inner skills, their inner beauty. Everything that you desire can be found within you. Whatever makes you happy truly is going to make you the most money if you follow that. That's all I'm going to say. Once your mind is allowed to expand, so will your reality. And this is why I say your mind is going to be the best bet that you have to changing everything. And it requires nothing. You need no money. You need no fancy cars, fancy clothes, fancy connections, fancy friends. You don't need any of that. You literally just need yourself, your mind, in a space where nobody will bother you for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Like, come on. It is more open to experiencing new things and you getting new things, then your mind will automatically look for that. But however, when you're limiting yourself to only experiencing this certain kind of relationship or this certain kind of job because you think that that's what you deserve, then that's all you are going to get. I have stopped feeling bad for people when they come to me and they complain, oh my God, my life is a mess and things never go right for me. I'm always the bad guy when I don't feel bad for people that say those things. I really don't. Because listen, I know things happen once in a while. I say those things once in a while when things are like not going my way. But at the end of the day, I know things will work out for me. I know the universe has my back. I know that if I think certain things, then certain things will come to me. I'm very aware of that. I don't mean to be rude, but seriously, I find people that do nothing but complain about their lives. Like I said, we all complain every once in a while. Shit's fucked up, the world's fucked up, we complain, it's fine. But people make complaining and negativity their whole personality. Those are the people that I stay away from because that shit is toxic and it can infest you. Like, it can spread like a disease. It's disgusting. I hate being around energy like that because there's so much to be grateful for on this planet. Even despite all the things that are going on within the world right now, there's so much to be grateful for independently. And once you focus on gratitude and focus more on thinking things that align more with what you want, then it's going to come for you. It's inevitable. But you can't sit around doing the same things, thinking the same things, hanging around with the same kind of people that don't do all day. That is what is going to be your result. That's insanity. You can't do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and over and over and over and over and over again and expect different results and complain. It just seems like you like to complain. I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to do. Those of us that actually want to change things, change our reality, change our perception of like how we were taught to be versus how we want to be, that is an active shift you're going to make within your mind. And then things will come to you, experiences will come to you, jobs, opportunities, money that you never knew existed that you could make. Like, these things will automatically just start coming one by one. All these little blessings, and you're like, what was I missing before? But it was that disconnect. You were disconnected. You didn't understand what it really was to think on a more broad scale instead of thinking in the box. That is all I have in this video today. I hope it helps somebody out there. I hope you can break out of your own little matrix, break your own barriers, never be scared to do better things and be a better person. Guys, enjoy it. Stay safe. I love you all very, very much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
If you let me, here's what I'll do.